Okay, so bad news. I couldn't find the right room design for what I wanted to convey. So prepare to look at this eyesore for the whole video. Okay, so how would normal people open up this kind of video? Toys to Life games! My gosh, what is up with that stuff? My first exposure to Toys to Life games was the first 3 Skylanders games, which were initially controversial for rebooting Spyro yet again. But if you look past the whole Spyro, how it looks hideous in the style thing, the games are actually not that bad. It really doesn't get bad until Trap Team, though. Oh, and Trap Team's mildly bad, had Superchargers is, and Imaginators is just garbage. But the first 3 were genuinely good, but that's not what this video is about. What I'm talking about is when Disney took wind of this craze. With their anniversary, you know what I'm talking about. This is basically my entire Disney Infinity collection. I also have many sitting right there, but still. And also credit the Sawtooth Waves for the Buy Our Toys song. It was the only thing I could play for this. It perfectly describes Disney Infinity. And Skylanders and LEGO Dimensions, to be honest with you. Welcome to IShy Review, and today we're gonna be talking about the 3 Disney Infinity games. We'll talk about them from worst to best. What? You're confused I'm not talking about them in order? I am, because the first is the worst, the second's medium, and the third is the best. And I'm pretty sure all the Infinity fans agree with me. So, for the time 1.0 could have been acceptable, but I personally see it as the worst, and if you end up getting 1.0, all you should react with is one single clap. Okay, I admit I was spoiled when I first played 1.0 because we got 2.0 first, then 1.0, then 3.0. So I ended up being a little bit spoiled because OMG, 1.0 doesn't have any of the cool stuff 2.0 has. Cool, I have it. But even looking through the lens that I actually did start with 1.0, oh my gosh, is this trash! Disclaimer, I'm not talking about any of the playsets. I come to this franchise for the toy box. So I'm focusing mainly on that. And 1.0 is lacking. Number 1, getting the items you need in the first place. Let's say you want to make a specific build in the toy box with this one particular building. Well, guess what? In order to get this particular building, you need to hope it shows up in the loadout, and then gamble for it. And if you don't get it, then too bad. Go away. This is absolutely disgusting. Why on earth would you want to gamble for an item you need? And if it doesn't give it to you, then that's just tough luck. And all you can do is collect more sparks and try again. Grinding for blue sparks is detrimenting in all 3 games, but here in particular, this means your money can come to complete waste, because you'll end up getting a bunch of items that you'll never use. Number 2, when you actually get to start building in your world, once you finally get that item you need, you realize you can't place down that building because the game put this TV in the way. So you walk up to it, and it taunts at you because it shows off a character you don't have yet. Now, this was obviously Disney's way of saying, hey, buy more characters. But not only is this just taunting, but it's also literally getting in the way of your building. Not that there's too many items available anyway. Also, this one is really just me being spoiled, but none of the characters I actually like are playable. Because they didn't become playable until 2.0. If I had to choose a character from my collection to play as in 1.0, it would be Jessie, but even then I wouldn't main her. I wouldn't main her anywhere else. She'd just be the one character that I'd pick by force. But one compliment I gotta give is the beginning of the 1.0 tutorial in particular. That is absolutely beautiful. Look at this, it's absolutely precious!
Imagination could take you anywhere.
Now on to 2.0, which I don't have as much to say about. The tutorial is pretty good, and it finally introduces my main, Stitch. Honestly, because I find him a little bit cute, and it actually got me to watch the Lilo and Stitch movies. They're very good. You know what? I think my next review is going to be the first Lilo and Stitch. But the thing with 2.0 is that buying toys is still garbage. Like, it's no longer a gamble. You can somewhat manipulate what you get, but you need to get these items in a particular order, or else they're locked. Why? Also, while there's sorting, the sorting is very confusing. Combat is terrible, mainly because the paintball gun in 2.0, how barely works the way I'd want it to. We'll get to that later, it makes sense later. 2.0 introduced interiors, which actually passed on to 3.0, and I really like this feature. But my main complaint is, how am I supposed to design anything if the toy I need for this world requires me to get like 10 other toys that I'll never use? Also, 2.0 is stable with no flaws whatsoever. One thing I love is you could always choose preset toy boxes, and one of the options in 2.0 is the mountain, which there's so many different places you can go, it's really fun. But in 3.0, this preset was removed. If you wanted to remove a preset, remove the useless terrain toy box, because that toy box is completely useless. Speaking of 3.0, that's the one I put the most hours in. Like I already had Stitch at the max level, so I decided to grind up Minnie. And she's basically at the max level, I assume. There's so many new toy options. Too bad most of them require me to buy more toys. I swear, I'd only touch these bonus modes for those toys. Wait, you're telling me the Disney game didn't have Mickey be playable until the third and last adaptation? Wow, they totally fucked that up. Oh well, he doesn't deserve it. If you've watched the series, you know he's a Dark Lord. Mickey is a Dark Lord. I say, as I'm playing as his girlfriend, Minnie. Also, finally, the toy store lets you buy anything you want in any order you want. So that is amazing! Too bad most of them are still restricted until you play a certain game mode. I don't even know how to get the interior Disney Cruise items. I assume you had to be on the Disney Cruise. And in 3.0 in particular, combat's actually fun. Just as long as you use the paintball gun on a max level character. Because rather than in 2.0 and 1.0 where it's one shot every second, And now it's actually a rapid-fire gun that does massive damage if you're using a max-level character. Grind sparks, easy. Actually, its only weakness is enemies that guard constantly. The one thing I personally have wrong with it is that some of the skyboxes and themes are locked behind luck. You have to get lucky with the capsule machine, and it's fun, but not much use if you want a certain combination. But at least it's not how they all work. This is actually the only one where the tutorial isn't fun, but oh well. My verdict? Only play 3.0, you can give 2.0 a chance, never touch 1.0. And I'm running out of time, I gotta go.